Fans of Alchemy of Souls were surprised by the shocking ending of the first season. Maybe there were things we expected to happen, but there were other things that we really had no idea would happen. Many were happy with the end of the series because they saw the previews of the second season and know that the story continues. However, there are others who were very sad and even angry about the ending. But we know that in the series and more in the Korean ones, we will not always have a happy ending. What can console us is that Alchemy of Souls will have season 2. Now, what could happen in this second part of this incredible story? That's why today I'm going to talk about the things that could happen in season 2 of Alchemy of Souls. But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. After watching the finale, there have been many theories of things that could happen. If we watch the preview of the second season, we can have an idea. However, we will never be too sure as we have realized that anything can happen in this drama. Let's start by talking about Jang-wook. We can't deny that when we saw his body being burned, it was something that shocked us a lot, and the first thing we thought was, how is he going to die? Then we saw that he got up in the middle of the flames. This scene is as if he was resurrected. Of course, he was able to do this thanks to the ice stone. We have to understand that the person who has the ice stone can be immortal. That was one of the comments that Jin-Moo had said in the past. We add that the ice stone can resurrect people, so if the ice stone is inside you, it is very likely that you will not die so easily. Now, in the previews we saw that Jang-wook has a very different vibe. He is no longer seen as tender and kind, now he has a negative vibe like In-Soo had in the past. Something very curious is that when Jang-wook stood up, it could be perceived as if he doesn't know those around him. We could also see that Jang-wook had In-Soo's sword, and with it he was killing people who supposedly are soul shifters. Several things could happen with Jang-wook in the second season. Something good could happen, but also something bad could happen, and according to how we have seen the style of the writers of the series, the most unexpected could happen as well. It could happen that Jang-wook is using In-Soo's sword and is killing the soul shifters and becoming a hero. But something else more impressive could happen according to the narrations and history of this drama. We already know that Jang-wook has the ice stone, and he officially introduced himself to the world as the one who has the king's star, though of course not everyone knows it. In itself, being born with the energy of the king's star makes him very special and powerful, but add the ice stone and his power will be even more incredible. We must remember that Hwanhon presented to Mu-Deok, who is In-Soo of course, and told him, an overflowing power means that you will not be able to control the amount you use. Wish for rain and you will get a flood. Wish for wind and you will get a typhoon. Try to endure it. This was referring to the ice stone. Now imagine if we combine this with the power of the king's star. We are talking that Jang-wook in the second season will be a very powerful character, even I dare say more powerful than Hwang, because he possesses the ice stone. What can be expected is that in season 2, he will not know how to use the powers well, and that will bring him a lot of problems. Jang-in said, I am simply trying to keep him safe. If his power gate remains closed and he lives as my son, he will live. However, if he chooses to discover his destiny, instead, he will not survive. So this is a kind of warning that if Jang-wook opens his energy gate and discovers his destiny, he could die. But the question is, why will he die if he is so powerful? There could be several reasons. It could be that because he is so powerful the other wizards want to kill him. It could be that the power damages him, that is, it damages his personality and turns him into an arrogant person, and therefore he uses his powers in an inappropriate way. That hurts people. But it can also be that this same power, being so powerful, ends up killing him because he does not know how to control it. Let's remember that at the beginning when he was trying to recover his power, he could not control his hand. and had to use a kind of bracelet so that his hand would not act involuntarily. But he also almost lost his hand because the kind of training he was having was so strong. So we could see a very different Jangok. Perhaps in this season the purpose will be revenge for what was done to Mu-Deok. He is also expected to have many enemies. For example, one of the first enemies will be Jin-Moo and more when he learns that he used sorcery to hurt Mu-Deok. Another enemy could be the prince. Let's remember that Jin-Moo has been saying many negative things about him, and let's add that he is in love with Mu-Deok and did not want them to be together. Also, the prince may see him as a threat because of how powerful he is now. There could also be two other enemies, Chaeyeon and Danggu. In the previews we saw them also with some negative vibes, as if they want revenge. We can think that they want to avenge Jin Woo-tak's death, and therefore they are looking for Naksu. For this reason, Jangok may have them as enemies because he knows that they want to kill Naksu. In general, they may also have the whole town against them because Jangok hides the identity of a female assassin. So it is expected that this next season will focus a lot on the great powers that Jangok can manifest. Other things that came as a surprise was the image of Naksu. Fans know that there are many rumors that Jung So-min will not be in this new season, and the new main character will be Go Yoon-young. In order for this to make sense, it is most likely that in the second part, Mu-Deok will be rescued from the lake, and thanks to Jangok having the ice stone, he will use it to revive Naksu's soul so that she can return to her original body. What we can discover is that a person who appreciates Naksu keeps her ashes, and upon learning what happened with Mu-Deok confessed that he has her ashes. This whole dynamic could be presented through Ho-young, because since she wants to save Mu-Deok because she suspects that she is her daughter, it is believed that she will do everything possible to make Naksu get out of her daughter's body. But in order for Mu-Deok not to appear in this second part of the story, we could think that the moment Naksu gets out of Mu-Deok's body and returns to hers, Mu-Deok dies. This would be the way Mu-Deok does not appear in this new season. It is also expected that they will explain in this second season how Naksu lived, and give more details about her upbringing. We also expect them to talk more about Mu-Deok, even if it's things about her past, since there are still some gaps in her story. We could see Naksu totally different and renewed by love, and we could see her totally changed thanks to Jangok, and the one we see a little rebellious is him because of all the powers he has. It is also expected that Naksu and Jangok want to avenge Jin-Moo, and the story will focus a lot on how to kill Jin-Moo, who has been one of the worst things in the series. What do you think will happen in Season 2? Leave your comment here. If you like this video, give it like and share it with your friends.